if you want to become lucky. Stay away from these three types of people. In our journey through life, we encounter all kinds of people who affect our spirit and energy in various ways. However, some individuals can have a far from positive impact, even posing a threat to our inner harmony and growth. This video delves deep into three specific types of people: the manipulators, the constant complainers, and the energy vampires, who, unbeknownst to us, drain our spiritual energy, explaining why we should stay as far away from them as possible. But why should we avoid these people? Do they really have such a significant impact that they can change our energy and mindset? From a Buddhist perspective, it's about maintaining the purity and peace of our minds. From a scientific viewpoint, it involves our mental health and emotional well-being. And from the angle of quantum mechanics, we'll explore how these individuals can affect us on an energetic level. Through this video, we aim to reveal the potential impact these people have on our lives and provide strategies to protect our energy and foster personal growth. Have you ever felt like someone's negative energy was impacting you? Have you ever been puzzled about how to handle such relationships to maintain your own mental balance? Let's explore how to identify these individuals, why it's important to distance ourselves from them, and how to effectively protect our minds and energy to create a more harmonious and positive life environment. Now, let's talk about the first type of people we should avoid: manipulators. In our social relationships, manipulators are particularly harmful. They use psychological tactics to cleverly control and influence others to achieve their own goals. This behavior not only damages the foundation of trust in relationships, but also has long-term negative effects on the mental health of the victims. This section will explore why we should distance ourselves from manipulators from three perspectives: Buddhism, science, and quantum mechanics. Characteristics and definitions. 1. Skilled at psychological manipulation. Manipulators excel at using mind games to control others, including tactics like manipulating information, deception, misdirection, and emotional blackmail. 2. Lack of empathy. They often lack genuine concern and empathy for the feelings and needs of others, primarily focusing on their own interests and needs. 3. Self-centeredness. Manipulators are usually extremely self-centered. They prioritize their own needs and desires above others and expect others to cater to their expectations. 4. Blame. Shifting. When things don't go as planned, manipulators often shift the blame onto others and rarely take responsibility for their actions. 5. Emotional blackmail. They frequently use emotional blackmail to garner sympathy or cooperation from others, such as inducing guilt, fear, or a sense of obligation. From a Buddhist perspective, Buddhism teaches us to seek inner peace and compassion for others. The actions of manipulators go against these principles because they exploit others to benefit themselves, ignoring the feelings and free will of others. In Buddhism, such behavior creates negative karma, harming not only the victims, but also ultimately leading to negative consequences for the manipulators themselves. Buddhism emphasizes self-awareness and empathy towards others, and the actions of manipulators demonstrate their lack in these aspects. From a scientific perspective, from a psychological point of view, manipulators often have certain personality traits, such as narcissism or psychopathy. They may use tactics such as manipulating emotions, distorting information, or exploiting the weaknesses of others to achieve their goals. Long-term exposure to manipulators can severely affect one's mental health, including increasing anxiety, depression, and decreasing self-esteem. Scientific research indicates that establishing healthy interpersonal relationships is crucial for individual psychological well-being, and manipulators undermine the possibility of these healthy relationships. From a quantum mechanics perspective, quantum mechanics introduces the concept of the observer effect when discussing the impact of observers on material reality. In interpersonal relationships, this can be understood as how our consciousness and expectations influence our experiences of reality. Manipulators, through psychological manipulation, are essentially attempting to change the victim's cognition and behavior patterns, similar to the observer effect on a quantum level. Their actions may create negative fluctuations in the victim's psyche and energy field, which not only affect the victim's psychological state, but may also generate a ripple effect in broader social relationships. The importance of distancing ourselves from manipulators lies not only in protecting ourselves from psychological and emotional harm, but also in upholding personal autonomy and dignity. Faced with manipulative behavior, we need to learn to recognize the signs of these behaviors, firmly establish boundaries, and seek support and resources to address these challenges. By doing so, we can not only protect ourselves, but also promote a healthier, more respectful social environment. The second type of person we should steer clear of is the chronic complainer. In our everyday lives, we often encounter individuals who always seem to be dissatisfied with everything around them. They frequently complain about everything from the weather to their jobs, from interpersonal relationships to their personal circumstances. It seems like nothing can make them feel satisfied or happy. These chronic complainers not only affect their own mood and quality of life, but also have a negative impact on the emotions and energy of those around them. This article will explore the behavior patterns of chronic complainers and their effects from 3 perspectives: Buddhism, science, and quantum mechanics. Characteristics and definitions. Chronic complainers typically exhibit a persistent negative thinking pattern. They frequently express dissatisfaction and complaints about various situations in life. This behavioral pattern goes beyond occasional venting. It becomes a norm in how they handle daily life experiences. Chronic complainers often focus on negative experiences, disregarding the existence of positive events. This biased perspective traps them in a negative cycle, making it difficult for them to break free. From a Buddhist perspective, the behavior of chronic complainers goes against the lifestyle of inner peace and mindfulness advocated by Buddhism. Buddhism teaches us to accept the impermanence and suffering of life, cultivating appreciation and gratitude for the present moment through meditation and mindfulness. The negative thinking pattern of chronic complainers not only obstructs their own inner peace, but also disrupts the harmonious atmosphere for those around them. Buddhism believes that through self-reflection and practice, individuals can overcome inner turmoil and learn to face life with a more positive and accepting attitude. From a scientific perspective, psychological studies have shown that chronic complaining behavior has negative effects on both individual and collective mental health. Long-term negative thinking patterns increase the individual's perceived level of stress, leading to psychological issues such as anxiety and depression. Additionally, emotions are contagious, and the negative emotions and attitudes of chronic complainers can spread to others through social interactions, thereby lowering the overall emotional level and quality of life within the community. Therefore, learning to identify and distance oneself from chronic complaining behavior is crucial for maintaining both personal and collective mental health. From a quantum mechanics perspective, from the perspective of quantum mechanics, our thoughts and emotions can influence our energy fields, thereby affecting our actual experiences. Chronic complainers create a negative energy field through their negative thoughts and emotions. This energy field not only impacts their own reality, but also affects the energy fields of those around them. Under the influence of this negative energy, people may experience more challenges and difficulties, further deepening the negative thinking patterns. Therefore, learning to shift thought patterns and cultivate positive emotions and energy is crucial for improving both individual and collective quality of life. In conclusion, the behavior patterns of chronic complainers not only contradict the pursuit of inner peace advocated by Buddhism, but also have negative effects on both individual and collective mental health. From the perspective of quantum mechanics, changing our thought and emotional patterns and cultivating a positive energy field are crucial for creating a more harmonious and positive living environment. Through learning and practice, We can overcome negative thinking and emotional patterns, learn to appreciate the beauty of life, and thereby enhance the quality of life for ourselves and those around us. In social interactions, we occasionally encounter some individuals who seem to drain the energy from others, leaving them feeling exhausted. These individuals are metaphorically referred to as energy vampires. Their presence not only affects the emotions and energy levels of individuals, but also has a negative impact on the psychological well-being and social harmony of those around them. This article will explore the behavioral characteristics and effects of energy vampires from 3 perspectives: Buddhism, science, and quantum mechanics. Characteristics and definitions. Energy vampires typically refer to those individuals who, in social interactions, drain the energy of others through negative words and actions. They may frequently complain, criticize, manipulate, or display excessive dependency, leaving those around them feeling emotionally drained. After interacting with energy vampires, people often feel emotionally low, depleted of energy, and may even develop a tendency to avoid social interactions. From a Buddhist perspective. From a Buddhist perspective, the behavior of energy vampires disrupts the balance and harmony of life energy. Buddhism emphasizes the interdependence and harmonious coexistence of all beings, while energy vampires, by draining the energy of others to satisfy their own emotional needs, violate this principle. Buddhism teaches us to elevate our energy through meditation, mindfulness, and compassion, and encourages us to interact with others in positive ways to promote mutual happiness and inner peace. From a scientific perspective. From a scientific perspective, the consequences of interacting with energy vampires can be long-term and profound. This continual negative interaction can lead to increased stress levels, impacting mental health, and may even result in distancing in interpersonal relationships. Psychological research indicates that positive social interactions are crucial for emotional stability and mental well-being. Yet energy vampires disrupt this positive interaction pattern by creating a negative social environment. From a quantum mechanics perspective. From the perspective of quantum mechanics, when exploring the interaction between energy and consciousness, the observer effect is proposed, which suggests that the consciousness of the observer can influence the state of matter. In interpersonal relationships, this means that our consciousness and emotional state can affect the surrounding energy field. Energy vampires, through their negative emotions and behaviors, create a negative energy field. This energy field not only affects themselves, but also influences the energy state of those around them, thereby invisibly altering the energy quality of the surrounding environment. In summary, the existence of energy vampires poses challenges to both individuals and communities. From a Buddhist perspective, we should learn how to protect our energy and treat others with compassion, including energy vampires. From a scientific standpoint, we need to recognize the psychological consequences of interacting with these individuals and take measures to protect our mental health. And from the viewpoint of quantum mechanics, we can improve our energy field by transforming our consciousness, thereby reducing the impact of energy vampires on us. Through these methods, we can not only protect ourselves, but also foster a more harmonious and positive social environment. In this video, we discussed 3 negative roles that we may encounter in interpersonal relationships: manipulators, chronic complainers, and energy vampires. Through the perspectives of Buddhism, science, and quantum mechanics, we understand how these individuals affect our emotional balance, mental health, and energy fields. Importantly, we also explored how to identify these individuals and protect ourselves from their negative influence. Now, let's summarize the main points of the video and provide some reflective questions and positive suggestions to help us build healthier relationships and enhance our personal energy in life.
Zango, mango.